Okay, got the engine back. So yeah, I picked up the engine from the machine shop. They kept it for 3 or 4 weeks, but it's back now. It's got all the plugs in it. It's totally cleaned out. They honed the cylinders for me. They didn't bore them. He said they looked great. They ground the crankshaft. That was all messed up. My camshaft was all messed up too, and it wasn't worth saving. So I've got a new camshaft for it. So we're getting real close to starting to build this thing. There are a few preliminary things I need to do beforehand. I want to chase out all the threads on this, and I actually think I'm going to paint this before I build it because it's only been, back for 4 or 5 days and it's already flash rusting. So I'm going to knock off all that rust and wipe it down and put a good coat of engine paint on it. I need to clean all my pistons, which are disgusting, and I think that's probably going to be a big job. And clean all the assorted other little parts, which I've actually already done, but I filmed, so I'll show you those. And what else? Oh, and rebuild the heads. So I'm going to knock out all of that stuff before I put one single part on this. And I have been ordering parts like mad and spending money at an alarming rate, but I've got a lot of real sweet, good parts to put on this thing, and I'm getting excited. I've got the heads right here. I'm going to strip these. I'm keeping as many parts off of this as I can because I'm kind of just building this thing back stock. I'm not adding a ton of horsepower into it or anything, so most of the stock components are still going to work. I will have them checked over to make sure everything looks good, but if they look good, I'm throwing them right back in the engine. I will get them to check this over for cracks. Vortec heads have a bad reputation for cracking. If they overheat, they'll usually crack right away. So I just get them to give these a once over, make sure they all look good, clean them up. And then that's about all that's going to happen to these. And then I'll get these back and rebuild these myself with mostly the stock parts as long as everything checks out. But the first thing we're going to do is just clean them up and make sure I mark everything really well so I know where to put it back. I don't think a lot of it matters that it goes back in the exact right spot, per cylinder and valve. But just to be safe, I'm going to try to do that as much as I can. I'm going to be using Easy Off. I'm going to be using Easy Off oven cleaner to try to get through some of this hard carbon. Some of it I'll put in the ultrasonic to clean. And this should be pretty straightforward and easy. I'll take you down in close. Mother. This thing's a piece of shit. I don't know, you guys can see that. I'm gonna have to get the GoPro out. Okay. Pull these two out. Put them in their thing. This is number 3. All right, so I've had these valves sitting in this easy off cleaner for about 12 hours. This is the next morning. So I'm gonna pull these out and see what's what. I think it's gonna get pretty clean. Judging by the color of the easy off, it certainly worked. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's glorious. Huh. Holy moly. Yeah, I mean, it got almost all of it off. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be shiny. That's great. Yeah, I'd say they're pretty stinking good. Oh yeah, look at that. Awesome. Let's do a good lap job on these and they should be all good to go. Here I'm cleaning all the rods and the lifters and the rocker arms and really just everything. And I probably spent entirely too much time on it. I really let my OCD get the better of me here. That ultrasonic cleaner gets these things like absolutely perfectly clean. Awesome. Like I said, I really did spend entirely too long on this, but it is all nice and pretty and clean, which makes me feel really good. And I soaked it in some oil so it wouldn't rust before reassembly. All right, so here I am at my disgusting piston cleaning setup. I've been using this chem dip that I've had for forever. For cleaning moped parts, and it seems to be doing a pretty good job on cleaning these parts. But I think I've got my my process down, and it looks like it's working pretty well. So I'll show you what I'm doing. First, I've been wearing these big nasty gloves, and that's because one time about 3 or 4 years ago, I was using this chem dip, and I wasn't using gloves, and I had my hands pretty much saturated with it, and about 2 days later, all the skin peeled off of my hands, which probably isn't a healthy thing. So I've been wearing these tasty gloves for it. And so what I've been doing is just giving it a good rub down with this brass brush just to get the big stuff off. And that's just so I don't dirty up the cleaner as much. Then I just open up my chem dip and I drop it in. And I let it sit there for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, whatever, till I remember it. I think most of these I'm going to end up dipping 3 times. I do the first dip and I scrub off all the stuff that loosened off. Then I'll do a second dip. Then I'll take it over to the other bench and dig out all the gunk that's in the ring grooves. But I rightly assumed this was going to be a hard job, or at least a time-consuming one. Not hard, but definitely time-consuming. I'll just wipe it off and see how close we got so far. So that's where we are after one dip and scrub. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty good. Couple little more spots right there. I get those. That's what she's looking like. Pretty stinking good. Let me get that one last little part right there. You could spend a lifetime sitting here polishing this. It doesn't need to be great, perfect. Well, I said they didn't need to be perfect, but that didn't stop me from trying because it makes me feel better about myself. And here I'm just chasing out all the threads in the block. This is exactly as much fun as it looks. Now do notice I can't get it in, but after I drive it in, it pulls out nice and sweet, so this is worthwhile. Alright, it's the next day. I painted these last night, masked them all up, and got the heads painted and the block painted. And now comes my favorite part of any paint job. Shit. Missed a spot. Let that dry for about 10 minutes. I'll do the heads over here. All right, so here we are at the cylinder heads. I've totally disassembled these and cleaned everything. It's all set and ready to go. There's one last step I need to do on these before I reassemble them, and that is to grind and lap the valves so that they fit perfectly and make a nice airtight seal on the valve seats. They're not too bad. There's a very little bit of pitting, but it's not perfectly flat, and so I'm going to make them perfectly flat. There are hundreds of YouTube videos on how to do this, so if you want a lot more in-depth, there's 30-minute videos on how to do this. Okay, so the basic gist is I have this this valve grinding compound, and what you want to do is just get it up in there. I'll use plenty of assembly lube so that I'm not messing up any of the guides. Get it up in there and then spin it, putting some pressure on it so that it perfectly mates this surface and this surface. So you can see we're getting there. You can see it's starting to define that edge. There's still some pitting in there, but it's starting to define it. So I need a little bit more. Just wipe out this old stuff. I think one more go at this is going to do it for us. I think that's pretty good. So I'm not sure you're going to be able to see, but I have, 3 distinct rings, a ring down here, the mating surface and then a ring up here. I'm probably going to do this one more time just because I still see a little bit of pitting there, a little bit of pitting there. Yeah, I'll do this one more time, although that's getting real dang close. Actually, that looks pretty stinking good. Yeah, I think I'm calling that one good. 7 more on this head and then 8 on the other head. So let's get to it. All right, so now we have the valves perfectly lapped and seated. I need to install them. I've got new valve stem seals. I've cleaned up everything. I'm reusing the old stock springs. They're fine. So I went and I rented this tool from Advanced. Well, I borrowed it. They don't even charge you for it. So you can just go borrow it anytime you want. And I'm going to use this to install the springs, and then we'll be all done and ready to start working on the block finally, which will be nice. So let me show you how I'm doing this. Once again, hundreds of videos on YouTube about this from people who know a lot more about this than I do. So probably if you're really looking to learn how to do this, go watch somebody else. That would be my advice. All right, I'll take you in close to show you how I do it. Okay, so first thing, we're gonna lube this back up. I've cleaned this off to make sure I got all the valve grinding compound, and this thing is perfectly clean now. This and the head perfectly clean. Get some good lube on there. And go ahead and install them up. Like that. And I have my valve stem seal. It just goes right over top. Being sure not to mess anything up. Get it seated like that. Oop. Get my hammer. I have a what is this? A 13 millimeter socket that fits right over. Fully seated, one more. Right there. Then we got this guy right here. Sliding well. Spring will go there. This keeper goes right there. And we get our tool. And start compressing it. Put one keeper in. Put the other keeper in. Make sure they're nice and tight. Hello. And we can let it up. And just like that. Ping, ping, ping. One down. 7 on this one, 8 on the other. Let's roll.